guys.
Von Miller sucks. You guys see that?
I
Von
saw.
Miller he got suspended for 4
it.
games.
Yeah, like 4 games. I saw.
For what?
Wait, what did he get
he
suspended
do?
for? I didn't see that.
I honestly know. Personal conduct or something.
Violating the NFL's personal conduct.
What did he do?
Probably the outfits that he wears to his games.
Probably that atrocious
Yeah.
haircut. He has a little piece of hair on the back of his head.
Oh shit. No, I saw that. I'm like, I was watching the game. I'm like, I don't even remember what he did, but I'm like, okay.
I don't even think it was something to do with the game because he gets like 7 snaps a game.
Oh really? Is that low?
Well, I'm probably exaggerating there.
No, but it's not as much as he used to
He
get.
doesn't get very many snaps.
Yeah,
So I don't know what he did.
I don't know.
We should
Kinda weird.
probably know for the sake of this podcast.
Well,
to
I'm
be
not gonna
honest.
lie. I turned the game off in the second quarter. It wasn't looking
Yeah.
too good.
I went
So
Yeah, that's fair.
I went to bed.
Well, yeah, I don't blame you. I watched the whole game, but I
Yeah.
have some players invested in that game. So.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
well, welcome to episode 12, guys.
Episode 12 already, eh?
Yeah,
Oh, 12.
episode
Wow.
12. Interesting week of NFL for week 4. We're gonna recap it once
Yep.
again. Go over our locks, our sleepers, and then our top 5 power rankings after that. So,
Yep.
yeah. What game do you guys want to start with?
Well, let's start with that Thursday night football game. That
Oh,
that
penalty fest?
that wild, crazy game that we just watched. You know,
Yeah.
what was that? Dallas and New York Giants.
Yeah. The
I
amount of
don't-
flags in that game was crazy.
Yeah, there was so many flags that were offsetting too, so technically they didn't count. But
Yeah.
there was so many flags. That game was boring as hell. Dallas looks like they might not even make a wild card spot this year.
I know.
I think the most interesting thing about the whole game is how that final kick transpired, because the spread was like 8 points.
Yeah.
Oh
and-
yeah.
The
Yeah.
spread was 5.5 points.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they won by 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like watching Brandon Aubrey kick, it looks like he wasn't even trying, and it just
He
whiffed.
definitely
It's like-
wasn't. He
It
wasn't.
looks,
like,
He-
what?
it looks like he got a call from Roger Goodell and said, "Hey, buddy, I know you've been killing it this year, but you're gonna
Yeah.
miss this one.
yeah, I need you to
So
miss this
bizarre.
one. I know you just hit 260s, but
Yeah, but miss this one." Also,
Yeah.
too, the kind of the bigger side of news that came out of that game was the injuries to Neighbors and Parsons on like back-to-back plays there. So,
yeah.
Neighbors
That could
was
affect
going
both
off.
teams.
Neighbors is
before he
coming
went
back
down.
though.
He
Yeah.
looks so good, man. Is he like the next like CD Lamb, Justin Jefferson
No, he's
caliber
better than
receiver?
that. I think he's like the next.
we gotta be
Yeah, I
mindful
don't
of
know.
the fact that Odell did this like when he came out
Yeah.
of college.
But
too,
Odell
right?
had
Yeah.
Eli Manning, who is a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Really, we're going with that.
We can't not have him in a respectable tier over Daniel Jones.
All
bro.
I want to say, dude, is that the reason why Odell is known for who he is because Eli made a terrible throw and he caught it
Yeah, yeah.
way over his head and he used 3 fingers to reach back.
Exactly.
If Malik Neighbors keeps this pace up, even with if he doesn't play this week, he's still on pace to break Puka Nakua's rookie receiving numbers, which is absurd.
He'll definitely
Which-
break it.
Which is also crazy too to think about. The last few years, the rookie receivers have been like, I don't remember rookie receivers doing the things they've been doing.
No.
No.
Well,
They
the only
did-
one,
they
the
did
only
it.
one in recent times in like the 2010s era was Odell, and he wasn't
Yeah.
he wasn't even close to what Puka put up last season, let alone
No,
what Neighbors is doing
no.
now.
But then you have Jefferson and Jamar, and like you have all these receivers, even guys who are coming out in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th. I mean, Nakua like 7th round he was or whatever he was, right? Anyway, these receivers are going crazy.
I
Yeah,
think it speaks a lot to the running game being gone. Like it's so pass heavy now that like the receivers just come out ready to play and they just game plan them right away.
yeah, it is
I mean,
interesting.
It is an interesting thing to look at for sure.
Another receiver that had a great rookie season is Mike Evans. He kind of set precedence for his entire career in his rookie
He did.
season.
Yeah, he did. He kind of killed it his first rookie year.
Yeah, he's
But
been
usually,
killing
like
it.
even like some of the greats, like Larry Fitz, he started off slow. Devontae Adams started off slow. Like,
They usually always start slow.
you know what I mean? Mike Williams had one of the worst rookie seasons of any receiver that went in the first round. So it's
Is
interesting
it worse
to
than
see.
Quentin Johnson though?
Statistically, he had a worse rookie season than Quentin Johnson, which is crazy. He only had 200 receiving yards.
Mhm.
but we know what Mike Williams is at this point. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
toss-up
sure.
guy. I don't even know why he's on the topic here.
Aaron Rodgers, second best receiver.
I actually don't know, Isaac, why you even brought him up.
I'm talking about like all-time greats and for some reason.
Talking
Yeah.
about Devontae Adams,
Yeah.
like Odell, Jamar, all
yeah.
these guys, and then Mike
Just
Williams
tarnished him with
crawled
Mike
into
Williams'
that.
stuff. Yeah. Shouldn't even be in the same conversation.
Put some
No.
respect on Mike Williams' name, guys. Come
He's
on.
a great jump ball
No.
guy, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he's a great
He-
wide receiver too.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let's move on. Dallas gets a narrow victory. Daniel Jones threw up 281 yards. Dallas still has zero run game whatsoever. Like they have no run game whatsoever. It's kind of
But it's kind of I'm having optimistic hope because now it looks like Dowdle's finally gonna start being the lead guy.
but this is against
maybe-
this is against the Giants though, which have a good D
No, it
line,
is, for
but
sure.
he got pretty much every rush out of the backfield. So
Yeah.
I also don't want to hear any Cowboys complain because they could have signed. They had the cap to sign
Oh, yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
They could have
Yeah.
signed who this week we'll
they
talk
could have
about later,
re-signed
went
Tony
off.
Pollard.
They could have re-signed Tony Pollard, but they decided to go with Rico Dowdle and Ezekiel Elliott. So
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you
they
guys
did this to
see?
themselves.
Did you guys see? I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if I put it in the group. It was like Tony Pollard when he was at Dallas, and then Tony Pollard 3 weeks into the NFL season with
No.
the Titans,
Yeah.
and he's like
Yeah.
balding like crazy, bro.
Really?
It's like,
Yeah.
oh my
Is it that
god.
bad?
Yeah, it was like
disgusting.
first 3 weeks playing with Will Levis.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. The Will Levis downfall is one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. Anyways,
Yeah,
moving
we'll
on.
get-
Let's
we'll get
move
to
to
that,
the
Move it on.
New Orleans and Atlanta game. What a crazy game! This was actually, in my opinion, one of like the most exciting games to watch.
yeah, it could have been
It
game of
was.
the week on the Sunday there. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was a
It was a good
great
game.
game for sure.
Young Hoku, he's
clutch.
he's a solid kicker, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young Wei Koo, I don't even know how to say his name, but you guys, the
Oh,
only
that's it.
Asian in the NFL.
No, there's what's his name?
Taylor Rapp,
Yeah.
the safety
Yeah.
on the Bills. He got
And
injured.
Kyle Hamilton's like half or something.
Yeah, he's like Blasian.
Yeah.
Anyway, good divisional game.
Yeah, that was good.
It was.
I think the New Orleans Saints are just finally starting to come back down.
Yeah, because they placed
the
the
light.
Panthers. I don't get why they're getting hyped up because they beat the shit out of us.
Yeah,
Like everyone's like, oh, they're gonna be the next division winners. Like I'm like, they beat the Panthers. Like I'm not trying to say like you should beat us and you obviously destroyed us, but like calm down.
it is crazy how the target share for their receivers is split pretty much down the middle with Olave and Rashid Shaheed. Like, how is Rashid Shaheed commanding this much of this offense when you
Yeah,
have?
but
Best friends.
the thing is though, they like Olave. He could be a deep ball guy, but Rashid's more of that kind of like
He's not playing like that though. If you watch, they
I know,
they
but
have him
in ter-
running routes. Like he's
in
not
terms of
No, but
in
yeah.
terms of target share is what I mean. He gets the majority of the deep ball, so that's what makes that target share look closer. But if you're watching the game, like
Yeah.
Olave's
he's not really
getting
getting targeted over the top though. It's mostly like
I don't think
drags.
Olave could go over the top this past week though. Like he kind of had like a hamstring injury or something, so he was like nursing
think-
an injury.
And I don't think
this
anybody's going over the top this week against Bates and
Yeah.
Simmons. Yeah, that's
yeah.
So the game plan, but even with that being said, though, like Rashid Shaheed's still seeing 11 targets in an
Yes.
offense that didn't go over the top at all. I mean, it's just crazy because Rashid Shaheed's undrafted and Chris Olave is a first round draft pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true. You're not wrong.
I mean, you have 3 wide receivers on the field, so
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good game. Moving on, Los Angeles and Chicago. What did you guys think of this game?
I'll give Caleb Williams his credit. Like this was like his first like I feel like decent game, but I still feel like he doesn't do enough. But I
I
don't
didn't
know.
even think it was a decent game for him. I just think Swift finally did what he should be doing.
You know what I
Like,
think?
yeah.
You know what I think Chicago's biggest issue is, and it was somewhat solved in this game. But it's like, it's kind of easy when you're playing a beat up Rams team that like, doesn't really have any like difference makers on defense anymore. Is the play calling in this game was much better than any game that has been for the Bears all season. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know why. If you watch in the first 3 weeks of the season, they're commanding down the middle runs with DeAndre Swift when the O line's proven that's not the way to do it. They were incorporating it very differently in this game, and it actually showed, because this is by far the best the Chicago Bears offense has looked all season. So
But I also think it's like a factor of like the Rams not being able to really have any presence on stopping the run. So like
I
the
don't think
run,
their secondary is very good either.
yeah,
that's what I
like,
said.
it's
Like, it's easy to it's a
yeah,
small sample size against one of the lesser defenses in the league. So
yeah.
Keenan Allen's definitely the wide receiver one on that team now.
Oh, for sure.
At least looking like it for sure. I mean, he's.
Mhm.
it looks
And
like
most of
DJ
the-
Moore wants nothing to do with Caleb Williams. He looks
It
so
looks like
fed
he
up.
wants. It looks like he wants out. To be honest.
DJ Moore is looking like how he looked when he was in Carolina, like his last
Yeah.
few years when he had like
Exactly.
horrible QBs.
Exactly.
Like he looks checked out. Like there's one play I saw that like he could have easily caught like an easy touchdown, and he kind of like gave up on it because he just didn't think.
But also,
Caleb was
Caleb
gonna target
Williams
him.
missed him like 3 times.
Oh,
Like,
badly. Yeah, it's kind of both.
they did meet for a touchdown over the middle in the end zone, which is
Yeah.
good to see on both ends. But yeah, I figured like the dynamic was going to be a little off, just because I think I talked about it in the previous episode in an interview when there was speculation about Justin Fields getting shipped out
Yeah.
to bring in Caleb Williams. DJ Moore said, we got to stick with Justin. I don't care whoever the quarterback is. We got to stick with Justin. What do? They trade Justin away, and now we have Caleb Williams. Pittsburgh, they just got their first loss, but they look decent. Fields isn't
They look
playing
good.
bad football. You know what I mean?
It's just Joe Flacco checked into the game. I think that's a good segue, to be honest, to that game.
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
Flacco checked into the game, and I mean, what are you gonna do against Joe Flacco, right? He's a man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's crazy. It's crazy because when I was watching that game, the amount of like missed opportunity with Anthony Richardson in the short routes, like on his short throws, is just absurd. Like how can a quarterback struggle so much with like those easy dump off throws? I just don't understand.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if like he just doesn't have like he's just overpowering or what it is, but like he seems like he's always off in those reps. Like to the short game, it's everything's deep for him.
And plus, on the other side of that, that's really Joe Flacco's specialty, just dinking and dunking down the field. Like that's what he does.
It was a
So-
good week to be a Indianapolis Colts receiver because every single one of their receivers cooked, like Josh Downs.
Everyone.
Yeah,
Like,
Downs had a
receptions
great game.
for
Yeah.
almost 100 yards and a touchdown. Like,
That was
You know-
also my sleeper of the week.
that was my
It was.
sleeper
It was
as well.
both of yours. Both of your
Yeah.
sleepers killed it. Rams killed me for my sleeper.
You picked Rams.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean,
Hey.
I thought I was a decent sleeper, but it was a toss up.
Yeah. But,
I just don't see Pittsburgh going 4-0. Like, I just couldn't see Pittsburgh going
Yeah.
with the team
That's
that
true.
they have. It just looked like, I don't know. I think I've seen this narrative before. Felt like deja vu.
It'll be
Yeah, they almost
interesting to
pulled it off
see.
though. It was close to loss.
It'll be interesting to see how this offense looks if next week they don't have Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
They're gonna have
I
Trey
think
Sermon
he's gonna
and
be back,
Joe
though.
Flacco back there. Well, I thought so too, and then I looked more into it, and he has a
Like a hip
hip
pointer.
injury. Yeah, a hip pointer, but he also has an oblique and a lower abdominal injury. So,
Oh, I
which
didn't
is
know
the
about
same
those two.
thing that Kenneth Walker had,
Yeah.
which kept him out
Oh.
a couple weeks. So, I mean,
And
obviously
they're
it's a
also
different
playing
position, but-
Jacksonville. They're playing Jacksonville. So, I mean, obviously Jacksonville's that's probably a trap game for Jacksonville themselves. But
Yeah.
Can we just segue to the Jaguars? How are they 0-4? They're the only 0-4 team in the league right now.
What do you mean how?
Yeah.
They suck.
But
really,
Panthers
they're
have a
not
win.
supposed to be that bad. They're not
the
supposed to be
Panthers
that
have a
bad.
win. Like, what's
Yeah,
going on?
because I don't know. I feel like this is where it kind of comes where like the Doug Peterson effect, where it's like year 3, I don't know what it is, year 3 or 4, he like seems to suck as a coach. Like this happened with the Eagles, and it's kind of the same thing happening now with the Jaguars. Like it's like his quarterback checks out or like looks washed.
This
his
team
team- his
was in
offense
the
doesn't
playoffs
look
2
like
years
they're
ago,
doing.
though. 2 years ago.
Yeah, year 1 of Doug Peterson, which is
It's just crazy. It's crazy to
Okay.
see.
But go to the other side of the game. Look at Minnesota and look at the way they've been playing. Unreal.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it's a weird season. But let's finish off with the let's just go back to Pittsburgh and Indianapolis for 1 second.
Mhm.
What did you guys think of the Pittsburgh offense? Like, do you think they've figured it out a little bit? Because that's the most points they've put up all year.
I think they have. I think there's like Justin Fields kind of looked like he was playing near the end of Chicago days, where it's like he was running a lot, he was kind of slinging it, like he was kind of killing it
Other
that
than
game.
that
Like
bonehead foot fumble, I don't know if you guys saw that fumble.
I didn't see it, but
what in the hell? I don't even
I
understand
feel like
how
he
that.
always fumbles. So
He didn't even get hit though. He didn't even get hit.
yeah,
Oh, one of
yeah.
those, eh?
You gotta see. You gotta see it.
I'm gonna have to
It's
look this up.
hilarious.
I didn't see that one.
But yeah, I mean, I think Pittsburgh's, you know, they're on the right trajectory, and like they stick with Fields until he
They have
kind of,
to.
you know
They
what I mean?
have
Like,
to.
there's no way they throw in Russell Wilson. I think he would. I think Russell Wilson would be like atrocious in this offense because Fields
I
is
think so
like running
too.
for his life for the most part. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
he's kind of scrambling around. He doesn't have much time. Maybe
And
Russell
So
plus,
Wilson 5 years ago would be good,
an
but
interesting thing I thought of is like, what if like Russell Wilson kind of got traded to like Miami or something? Because like Miami needs something at QB.
I
If
even
I'm
heard rumors of
Steelers,
Bryce Young. I heard
yeah,
Bryce
like
Young rumors.
I feel like
I don't
Dolph.
think the Panthers are trading away Bryce Young. I like
No.
No,
that's
but
too much. That
if I'm
the,
Dolphins, like I'm targeting Russell Wilson right now at least.
or bring back Tannehill. Like he's still a free agent. You know what I mean? He knows the
Yeah,
offense.
I don't know.
He's serviceable.
Yeah,
Actually, I doubt he knows the offense. It's Mike McDaniels now.
yeah, that's true. It's
True,
a different team,
but
different regime.
I mean, still he knows the facility. He's been there before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, let's finish off with the Jacksonville and Houston game. Um,
Oh,
is
Jacksonville,
is
Houston. Yeah, true.
is
Uh-huh.
Travis? I think I mentioned this last week. Is Travis Etienne like kind of losing his job? Like, what's going on there?
I don't know. I feel like he's slowly losing it.
Like he
Like
doesn't
Tank
look
Bigsby kind of
explosive
went
at
off.
all.
Oh,
It's
I feel like it's about to be a timeshare over there because like Tank Bigsby's kind of like cutting into his role a bit and looking good.
But for the Jags too, you're gonna need anything you get in terms
Yeah.
of offense. Like Christian Kirk's kind of doing his thing.
Mhm.
That $55 million quarterback's playing like he's a $10 million quarterback. It's
Brian
Brian
Thomas looks
had a
good.
game.
Yeah, he
Right.
looks.
Yeah, he had a game.
That's the
He's
only
the wide
silver
receiver
lining,
one,
yeah.
I think, in that
Oh,
offense.
for sure, for sure.
Gabe Davis is just back to maybe getting 3 catches every like 6 games.
No, watch
Gabe Davis is back to his normal.
week 7, week 8, he's going off for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and then he's gonna wait till week 14 to get another catch.
This is Gabe Davis fashion. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is a narrow victory.
It is. I had this mixed up earlier.
is.
I said the Jags played Minnesota. I meant Texans. The Texans. It kind of scares me how close this game was for
Yes.
a team like the Texans, who should be like a top 8, top 5 team.
But
I'm also gonna go off division.
I was just
Oh.
gonna say that divisional game, and also like we were just saying, like this, like Jacksonville, like needed this win really bad. Like they were playing like their hardest here. And I
Every
don't-
game's a Super Bowl for them, kind of moving
Yeah.
forward.
And I don't think
Yep.
the Houston defense is what we thought it was going to be in the offseason. Like we thought, them bringing in Danielle Hunter, Derek Stingley was going to take a jump. They really haven't commanded
No, they've been
as-
disappointing.
a little bit, you know what I mean? So we kind of put them in the same threshold as the Vikings defense, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
they're on 2 different stratospheres at this
Definitely
point.
right now. I just
Yeah.
expect their offense to score more points than 24 against a
I think
team.
it's the Joe Mixon
Joe
effect.
Mixon's not in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
true.
but I think we just got to touch. Nico Collins is the bona fide
Oh,
wide
he's the
receiver
best.
one.
In the NFL, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
right now. And I know this isn't a fantasy podcast, but he's the wide receiver one right now, which is kind of
Oh,
I'm
crazy.
yeah.
surprised. He's getting like 10 targets a game. He's killing it.
And everyone clowned me for taking him in the second round, but it is what it is.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I was gonna take him if he didn't. So
So yeah, let's move on to Denver and New York. What in the hell was this game?
oh my
Do
god.
we have to talk about this game? Like, is it mandatory?
Let's just talk
Honestly.
about how little Bo Nix did. He threw for 60 total yards and 1 touchdown and
Yeah.
still won. Dude, at half, this guy had -7 passing yards. At half.
Yeah.
What in the hell?
Like that's gonna
Yeah.
be that's gonna be like a piece of like trivia one day. Who had -7 yards and still won the football game? Bo
Yep.
Nix,
Yeah,
only
Nix.
24.
that's a perfect trivia question. But I think
Yeah.
this is a perfect time to talk about is Devontae Adams gonna get traded to the Jets? They need something. They need something. They need a spark on offense or something.
Like the thing is, their offense
feel
is
Yeah.
it should be good. Like I don't know. I feel like it should be so much better than it is.
See, I don't even know if it's like it's hard because I don't know if it's an offense problem or like what's going on. Like
I think it's an
Bryce,
O-line issue
I think
underlying.
it's a coach.
Yeah.
I think it's coaching.
like Bryce Young did nothing. Garrett Wilson, like I get he had like Patrick Surtain, like obviously locking him up, right? But like he was like, I don't know, like Garrett Wilson was doing nothing for like all season. It feels like.
Also, what
Yeah.
happened to Mike Williams? Like he barely played this game. Like you're paying him $10 million for what?
I don't know, Isaac. You tell me. You put him in the top 10 of receivers of all time. So.
No, I did not.
Yeah. Oh
No,
my
but
God.
honestly, even if like I still have faith, and I'm saying this because he's on 2 of my fantasy teams. I have faith in Garrett Wilson.
I do
And
too, but
in all
it's
honesty, I
hard.
do. But like this game, I benched him in a couple leagues. Not a fantasy podcast, but because he's playing
Smart,
Pat Surtain, he's a Pat Surtain's a lockdown corner. He's a leader on that Denver defense. He's like he's the face of Denver right now. He's the only reason why
Yeah.
I would be a Denver fan personally.
Yeah, makes sense. I would.
but,
If I love defense.
But like, if you look at the game, they scores 10-9. That's embarrassing for Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Lazard's connection, that looks good, but other than that, yeah, I don't see anything going good for this New York Jets offense.
But Lazard isn't anything special. Lazard's
No.
a service of Aaron Rodgers. Like
Yeah,
I don't even know if he would have a job without him.
They have
He
it.
would
Well,
not.
no, I think he would. Like, we're not going to go that far. He's a
He
bigger
wouldn't have a
body.
starting job. That's
No. He wouldn't look as good as he did without Aaron Rodgers.
what. Sorry, did you just say Did you say he's a big body? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
There's
he's a big.
so is
he's a-
Equinemius St. Brown, and he's sitting on the same couch we are on Sunday. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers throwing to him. No, what I'm saying
shit.
is Lazard is not a bad receiver, but Aaron Rodgers does make him look a lot better than he is. I'll give that to you guys.
the
Yeah.
Jets have to do something because they don't look playoff bound right now.
I don't know if just trading for Devontae Adams is the answer though. Like,
No, I don't think they're going to trade for Devontae Adams. Side
Yeah.
note, though, Isaac, you would definitely take Lazard on the Cardinals. Just saying.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you would.
After Michael Wilson dropped like 6 freaking balls this
We'll
game
get there.
and
We'll get
fumbled
there.
it, like, oh dude, that Michael Wilson fumble was like when I turned the TV off, I was done. Like I was so over it.
Yeah,
But
bad week for all of us, for all of our teams. Anyway,
let's
Hey,
move on. This
we
was
competed.
a boring game. Javonte Williams got his job back though, which is kind of nice to see.
yeah.
too bad they scored 10 points, so it doesn't
I
really
know,
matter.
right? It didn't matter.
Yeah, let's move to the Philly and Tampa Bay game.
That
This one was wild.
I liked how the Bucks, after the last couple weeks that they had, or at least they weren't looking like the Bucks from week 1.
When they
And then
lost
now
to
they-
Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they were.
Last week.
Yeah, I think they just look like
Yeah.
a better team. This was I'm pretty sure this was a playoff match from last year, a rematch from the wildcard game.
Yeah, it was.
They played each other, and the Bucks just absolutely dismantled them last
But
year.
like
in the
this
playoffs,
one
so-
kind of sucked because like the Eagles weren't even at full strength. Like they're missing the 2 wide receivers. So
you
it's
had
kind of
to
like
expect it, yeah.
yeah,
But the Bucks offense looked good against their defense. Like they looked.
yeah.
It's pretty interesting to see how much Jalen Hurts struggles without like the Avengers on offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Devontae Smith is a great wide receiver 2 to have in your team. Arguably one of the best wide receiver 2s in the league.
I think
You
he's
know,
one of
like-
the best.
He's a 1B. He's not even a 2.
Yeah.
AJ
Yeah, I don't
Brown,
even put him in 2.
AJ Brown, arguably top 5 receiver in the league. Arguably,
Yeah.
you know, without those 2 guys, what is Jalen Hurts? You know what I mean? If they're not in two yards of getting the first down without the tush push, what is Jalen Hurts? Like he looks so sloppy out there, man.
Is it just me, or does he look slow too? He looks so
Yeah,
slow when he
I
looks
don't
like
know
he's
what's
lost
going on.
step.
he was
Yeah.
running. He was just scrambling out of the pocket, and he tried to do like a stutter high step, and it looked like the slowest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was a 5 yard run, and he did a
Yeah.
stutter step on like a D tackle or like a D end or something like that, and it just looked so slow. I don't know what he was. I don't know. I just think Jalen Hurts, and I've said this before, has reached his peak. He's only going downhill. I don't think he's ever since that
Yeah, it's
Super
kind
Bowl.
of
Yeah,
it's frustrating. Like Saquon is carrying this team. Like without Saquon, they would not have had the wins they had. So it's like,
yeah, he's an MVP
yeah, like
of that
Jalen
team.
Hurts has been really like bad this year.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like what I see from Tampa Bay, and Philly has fallen down my rankings. They were in my top 5 power rankings last week. They're not even close anymore. They dropped like
Yeah.
8 spots. But
Yeah.
let's move to your team there, Jeff. Carolina and Cincinnati.
Hey, this was a great game for us. I'm not gonna lie. We competed, so that's all I can ask. If we're gonna lose, don't lose horribly.
I
mean-
wanted Andy Dalton to get the win so bad. Like,
I think
I didn't
everybody
think
in the
so.
universe
I think,
did.
yeah, I didn't think it was gonna happen, but it was nice to see us like compete all the way to the end.
it was
It was nice
to
for Cincy
see.
to get their first win.
Yeah,
It was
that what you're gonna
like
say?
Yeah,
Chuba.
since he had to win that game.
Yeah.
In your opinion, Jeff, is Chuba Hubbard still the running back one when Jonathan Brooks comes into this offense? Like he looks serviceable.
He looks good. I
he
think
looks
it's gonna be a
good.
1A, 1B thing. Like it's gonna
Yeah.
kind of be like what the
Split
Lions
back.
do, whereas like they're gonna rotate them per drive. I feel like or something.
But I mean, 18 carries and 104 is like
Oh,
that's
he's
awesome.
solid.
You know what I mean?
He's
He's
been
catching the
solid.
ball out
Two
of the
back-to-back
backfield
really
too.
good weeks. If
Yeah.
Andy Dalton stays the starter for the remainder of the season, he's going to win a lot of people's fantasy
No,
leagues.
he should stay the starter. There's no reason to not have him anymore.
And I also, even though not a fantasy podcast, this like Johnson is a top 10 in the receiver in this
I
in his
know.
situation.
I know he's
Like, he's killing it. He's getting
this
targets
is
like
this
crazy.
is what we expected, and then like the first like honestly, I'm happy for him. I was just like, of course the week not fantasy, but like of course the week he finally goes off, it's against me, and I'm like, I was really gonna target him after week 3, and now
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy that this is the best quarterback play DeAndre Johnson has had in his career. Like, without
which
a
is
doubt.
crazy. Yeah,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is crazy to think about.
Yeah, this was a much-needed win for Cincy. This is
Yeah.
the first win on the season. Imagine they went down 0-4 to the Panthers.
Yeah.
The-
But
People
the
are-
Panthers,
people-
the Panthers did play a good game though.
I liked what I saw.
Yeah,
It's just
we did.
the defense was struggling.
Yeah. And then we lost Shaq Thompson. Now he's probably gone for the season. So like our
That's
defense
a
gets
tough
stuck
blow.
even more.
What was it? ACL, I think. Or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Something
It's
like
too
that.
bad. It's too bad.
Green Bay and Minnesota. What a game. I thought
That was a good
I
game.
thought Minnesota was going to
Yeah.
choke, and the only reason Minnesota won this game is because of the Green Bay kicker who missed 2
Oh yeah,
field
I'm
goals.
sorry he hasn't been fired yet.
Yeah, and also though, the fact that Jordan Love threw 3 picks.
That too.
Yeah,
That-
they still would have won if he would have drilled at least one of the field goals.
I guess so, but
Yeah.
all I'm saying is like I don't know what the statistics are on this, but if your quarterback throws 3 interceptions in one game, I wonder what the probability of you winning that football game is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He still threw for 4 touchdowns and 389 yards. Like it's still awesome, but it's hard
I
to
think
win a
super
football game
risky.
with 3 picks.
it appeared to me that like Jordan Love still isn't healthy though. Like he wasn't
He's not,
scrambling,
no.
he wasn't moving
He
around.
rushed.
He like
He rushed
know what I
back
mean?
in this game.
he rushed and you could tell he was impatient in the pocket because he didn't feel comfortable scrambling, you know?
Yep.
Like throwing it into
Threw
double
off the back
coverage
foot.
off the
Threw off the
back
back
foot.
foot quite a bit. Yep.
He just looked uncomfortable and impatient, and that's not how Jordan Love usually plays. Usually he's pretty poised, you know? So
Yeah.
Sam Darnold still continuing his MVP season, I guess.
He's gonna win Most Improved. If he doesn't win this, I don't know who else is.
I don't see anybody else but him winning it.
Yeah.
20 for 28, 275, 3 tuds. Threw a pick, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Jones played some good football. Justin Jefferson, he
Again,
only needs 6,
always.
7 catches a game. He's still going for 80 to 100 yards, getting a
And
touchdown.
Jordan Addison came back and had a great game too.
He
so-
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron Jones didn't get to do the Lambeau leap, but he still had a good game.
No.
Well,
no,
he
I
did
kinda
after the
like-
game.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, on the way into the
No.
locker room. It doesn't count, though. He didn't score a
Oh,
touchdown.
no.
Well, he did score. I think he did score a touchdown. No, he didn't.
No, he
yeah,
didn't.
no,
score
he
a
didn't get
touchdown.
one.
He didn't.
No.
But,
He still had a good game though.
yeah, no, he
Yeah.
definitely.
I think Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, these kind of quarterbacks that didn't flourish in their first spot, I think they are going to set precedents for how quarterbacks are going to come into the league moving forward because it's
I think so
like
too.
not everyone's going to be a CJ Stroud. Not everyone is going to
No.
be, a Jaden Daniels. Like these guys, it's great that they were able to flourish, but then we have the other side. Like look at Bryce Young right now. His confidence is at an all-time low whereas teams like the Packers, you have your first round quarterback sit behind a guy like Aaron Rodgers for 3 seasons. Look at Jordan
Yep.
Love now. All it took was 1 season. Now he's one of the highest paid in the league because he's, a
Yeah.
top 10 quarterback in the league. So
Yeah.
I like how that, movement hopefully continues because like even we're seeing it with Levis. This is his second season. As much as I clown on the guy, you know what I mean? It's obvious he's not ready for the NFL. But maybe sitting
Yeah.
behind a guy like Tannehill, if they would have just played Tannehill for a couple more seasons, let him learn, maybe he would have been ready.
Another angle that, like, to piggyback off that, another angle too is from the management side, the front office side. Like, do you want to pay a quarterback $50 million a year? Like, do you find like your superstar pay him
Yeah.
$55 million a year, or find a guy like Sam Darnold and Baker and hope that he produces, pay him a lot less, put weapons around him. Like it's that kind of that like
If
I
you
think
put
we're
all
seeing
your
a
eggs in one
movement.
basket, what's your
You know what I mean?
expectation?
Exactly, right? And
You're
we're
out
kind
of
of seeing that
handcuff.
movement, especially with the 49ers. Obviously, Brock Purdy's still in his rookie contract. They don't have to pay him anything right now. But
Yeah.
like finding a guy after the rookie contract to pay low, because Brock Purdy's gonna have to get paid eventually. Like
Oh yeah.
that's just common sense.
That's common
Doesn't
now.
matter what your opinion is on him, he just has to get paid.
Yeah.
That team's not gonna be able to stay together because one, you're not gonna be able to pay everybody.
I
No.
wonder if, completely off topic, but I wonder if a guy like Brock Purdy, drafted seventh in the seventh round, last pick of the NFL draft. I wonder if he takes like
A
a
hometown.
solid a
Hometown discount?
hometown
No.
discount. You don't
No.
think so? Because
No.
that's the only situation I see him flourish the way he has.
So like I don't
I
see him
agree.
taking a hometown discount, but like he's gonna want money. He's not gonna go super cheap like they're gonna want. Like
Like
No.
what?
I think he'll be like mid range.
Like
So my opinion on this, so I'll let you finish in a sec though, Isaac. My opinion on this is that I think it's the complete opposite. I think if you're a first round who gets your 18 million guaranteed when you're drafted in the first round, I think then maybe you take a little bit of a hometown discount because you
Yeah.
have some. He's only
Yep.
making $700,000.
Yep.
He
I'm
needs to
not
get
saying
paid.
he's going to take 2 million a season. Like that's ridiculous. But
No,
I'm just saying like what if like there's quarterbacks making $50 million plus a season. Like what if he takes like a $38 million a season? Like that's still a discount.
I mean I could see him taking 45, 50
Yeah.
million if like
Yeah.
I
I can see him
actually
in the
I
40s to be honest.
I don't think I could see him in the 40s considering Dak just got paid 60 and uh Purdy's been to more Super Bowls than Dak.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Completely off topic, and that's not for another year. But
Yeah,
it
that'll be an off-season conversation we'll have
Yeah.
to bring up.
But
I like where the movement is going though. Like drafting.
I believe in this movement. Like I kind of am in part of the camp of like you gotta have your rookie kind of learn behind the veteran for a bit. Like as
Like
much
look
as they
at
want to rush them, it
look at
doesn't work. Like you need to let them wait and learn.
Exactly. Like look at guys like Malik Willis, like look at guys like Zach Wilson, look at guys like Kenny Pickett. These guys after 1 season, they're 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 cooked,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and as soon as you put them in that first NFL game, as soon as they start losing confidence, if they don't get that opportunity to bounce back or if they never do bounce back, their confidence stays like that. Like do we
Yeah.
really think Bryce Young feels any more confident than he did 3 weeks ago?
No.
No,
No.
no. He's wondering if he's even going to get another contract. So
No, but it does tell me that Bryce Young is gonna go somewhere and then he's gonna have his area like his Darnold season, his Baker Mayfield season. So like I think there's optimism for that. Like he's gonna leave Carolina and then probably flourish somewhere else. It's just not gonna be with us.
Yeah, basically this movement is just great for quarterbacks who don't come out of the gate swinging and then
Yeah.
other teams are going to be like, oh, you know what? This happened with Baker, or this happened
Yeah.
with
Let's
even
try it
Jared
out.
Goff, like we were saying. Like you never
Yep.
know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's stop procrastinating. Let's just get it over with. Washington, Arizona. You guys go ahead.
This wasn't a bet. Like, I don't know. I'm seeing that Washington is a lot better than everyone expected. Like, I didn't think Jaden Daniels would be this good coming right out of the gate. And
You
it
want to
kind
know
of like
what I think this
the
is a
card
product of?
the Cardinals defense sucked, and we said this from the offseason. Like, the
I think
defense was the worst part.
I think the offense this game sucked too. I think overall it was just a bad game to be an Arizona fan,
Yeah.
an Arizona player too. Like it was just a bad game.
This was a representation of how atrocious the Arizona O line is as a whole. Like, other than Paris Johnson, we have nobody on the O line, and how much this team actually needs a guy like Trey McBride, because even when Trey McBride's not running routes, he's still a
He's still
fantastic pass
he's a
blocker
great block. Yeah, he's a great blocker.
and run
But
blocker.
also he's a focal point of a defense when you watch film. You
Yeah.
you take him out of the equation. The
He
defense
commands a
has
lot of
big sigh of
attention.
relief.
And the
Yeah,
backup for
exactly.
Arizona, Higgins, he doesn't pass block at all. Really, he's more of a
Oh, really?
And
he's like an Evan Ingram. He's like a
He
it
sucks.
doesn't
Mike
command a lot of
Gesicki.
attention.
Like Mike Gesicki's
Mm.
not blocking anyone on the line. Neither is Higgins. So
No,
I mean,
no.
No.
I mean, there's really not much to. Like, Jaden Daniels looks pretty awesome. I think he's doing his
Yes.
thing. Brian Robinson could be a top 5 running back this year. He's looking really good.
Yes. This was a great game
I
for him.
would say that, but I can't say that until we see Eckler come back, because Eckler was stealing touches, like especially for receiving,
Yeah,
and also
for sure.
Yeah.
he didn't get every touch because the other backup, I can't remember his name.
McNichols?
McNichols. He had 2
he-
touchdowns.
Yeah.
This was like a
No,
flash
for
in the
sure.
bottle game for him because he's been in the league for like 7 years or something, and he has done nothing. So like this was kind of like his like Super Bowl game. I felt like because
Yeah.
he hasn't done anything since he's been in the league. Like he
For
just kind of
sure.
went off on the opportunities he had this one game.
Well, especially with Eckler getting older and might,
Yeah.
be. I mean, I know Buddy's still 7th year in the league, but this could be a chance for, him to be a certified number 2 guy once Eckler, which I don't think
Yeah.
Eckler's going to be around very long.
No,
So-
I give him maybe after this year he's gone.
I think so too. I'll have to say so. But yeah, overall, Washington looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they look better than they have in a long time. Arizona severely underplayed that game, and that's what happened.
Yep.
New England and San Fran.
I mean, also don't want to spend a whole lot of time on this. San Fran looked like
This was an
back-
expected win. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah, this is my lock of the week. So
Yeah. makes sense.
I mean, and there was a lock. New England they tugged everybody's balls at the beginning of the year. Everybody
Yeah.
thought they were going to be a good team, and then next thing you know, they just became the New England Patriots that we all know.
Yeah.
So
I think the biggest thing from this game is the Christian McCaffrey news.
with both, he has
Yeah.
the tendonitis in both ankles.
Both. Yeah, and he's still like seeing that specialist in Germany. So like
In Germany, yeah.
doesn't
but
sound like
he's-
he's gonna be back till like end of November, December now.
He's been seeing this specialist in Germany, and everybody thinks
Yeah.
it's a big deal. But even Kobe Bryant, he
Mhm.
went to Germany to see like this kind of.
So did
This kind
LeBron.
of work.
LeBron did
Yeah,
2
yeah.
years ago.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
athletes who go because it's something to do with the FDA. It's something to do with how the FDA bans a certain thing that
Mhm.
I guess is part of this recovery or part of this anti-inflammatory, whatever it is.
Europe's much more ahead in terms of like
Yeah.
science and health and stuff.
It makes sense.
They're just different too. They just do things very differently over there. So
Like in terms of
McCaffrey's-
their like laws and stuff. Anyways, off topic. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so there's really I don't know what's gonna happen, right? Like I don't. It's not like
Yep.
it's an injury. It's not like it's a strain. It's inflamed. It's not
Yeah.
like something tore. It's not an ACL tear. It's not like his Achilles tore. So it's
No.
more so just about managing pain and managing like the inflammation of his ankle.
But
I
they don't
personally
even
think-
really need him back because Jordan Mason's
No.
playing so well. I think
Well,
it
yeah,
does
he's playing
command Jordan Mason to get a contract somewhere next year. That's probably going to be pretty lucrative. Like he's probably going to get like 9-10 million a year for 3 years next year. just like kind of crazy.
Maybe.
I don't know if he'll get paid that high.
Watch,
I think
you'll
I
see.
don't. Well, it depends how the market moves. Like he might get paid that depending on if other running backs get paid like upwards of 12, 13, 14.
If we see guys like Miles Sanders get contracts like they did after one season, why can't Jordan Mason, who's having a better season than Miles Sanders did?
You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
you're right.
You're right.
You're right. That's true.
Yeah, for sure. Well, anyway, I don't need to talk about this game anymore. It was a
It was an expected win.
One more thing I just want to put out there. What in blue hell is Drake May learning watching this offense?
yeah.
Oh my god! Like man, Jacoby Brissett is teaching this guy absolutely nothing.
How to be a loser. How to
Yeah.
be a loser. How
Hey,
to be
you know what?
Yeah,
This
just
is where let May let him just sit back, learn this season. Obviously, don't watch this film. Like learn from a different team
Yeah.
and come in next year and kill it.
yeah.
I
Watch
bet there's
watch the
tons of
Patriots from
Brady's
5
film.
years ago when Tom Brady
Yeah,
was
but
Yeah,
there.
there's
exactly.
tons of Brady film in that building, right? So,
Exactly. Watch from someone else. Don't watch from cassette.
Yeah, let's move on. Cleveland and Las Vegas. I'm not gonna lie. This game was barely on my radar. Like I was flipping back between the two other 4 o'clock games, Cardinals and Washington, and then Chargers and Chiefs. But this game, I feel like I didn't even really see any of it. You guys
yeah, I
have any?
mean,
Yeah, there wasn't much to see, to be honest. Like this game was kind of boring for the most part.
Deshaun Watson continues his worst quarterback of the league campaign.
well, I mean, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's up there.
I don't
I think
think
Bo
he's very
Nix
good.
might have that title right now.
His
But
QBR is 23.7, guys. That's
Yeah,
is it that low?
I don't. Yeah, he's week 1 it was like 9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, he's screwed after that week.
Yeah, so I mean,
This is actually
the
his best regular season game so far, but it was still not great.
he also had like a 75-yard touchdown to Amari Cooper that got called back.
Oh my gosh, there was no hold on that call. Like that was like
Yeah, that
it
was
so bad.
Did you have
Like, I'm
Amari
like-
Cooper in fantasy?
I don't have him.
Oh.
I just watched that play. Like I have no investment in Amari Cooper because I didn't believe in this team. But like just watching this, I saw this play and I'm like, that was such a nice touchdown. And then
Yeah.
looking at like the replay, like, oh, there's a hold. I'm like, where? Where's this hold that you're seeing? Like, I don't know.
Side note too on the refs this year, I've just been I don't know what the refs are doing pregame or who they're talking to, but they've been weird this year. They've just been.
Telling you, they probably
been
have some
so
money
off.
in this. They have some money in this somewhere.
They
Some of
either
these
have
calls
money
are ridiculous.
or incentives.
I
don't
think
know.
this is going to be an example of teams. This is exactly why you don't give quarterbacks fully guaranteed contracts. Because
You think they're making an example of the Browns?
Well, we haven't seen it since. No quarterback has gotten fully guaranteed contract other than Deshaun Watson. He's the only quarterback to have 100%
Yeah,
guaranteed of their
that's true.
contract. So they can't even when we saw the Russell Wilson scandal in Denver, they really only paid him like a little over half that contract, and then they released him.
Yeah.
They
that's true.
they can't. They are literally screwed. They can't
they're
do
stuck.
anything.
Is there not a clause?
The only thing, the best case scenario is that he faces some criminal charge, and then that voids the entire contract. That's
Yeah,
the
that's-
only thing.
Which
But
he
I don't
kind of
know.
is in the middle of right now.
Yeah, like.
But
I don't
it's
know.
civil though. It's not going anywhere. It's not
Yeah,
criminal.
Okay,
I guess-
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I
But
think they're
yeah,
just stuck. They're stuck with him.
I agree, Isaac. Though I think that was a textbook case of this is why you don't pay a quarterback or anybody for that matter fully guaranteed money because
Well, yeah, and even Brandon Ayuk just got 120 guaranteed, and
Yeah.
that's not panning out great so far. So
you know what's
I
crazy?
give him
Crazy-
2 more weeks. I give him
Well,
2 more weeks for that one.
Hopefully, because Jared Goff's got more receiving touchdowns than him.
Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
man, like
Oh my
that
god.
was hilarious. We'll touch
get
on
to
that.
it. We'll
Yeah.
get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Kansas
let's go
City and
to,
LA.
Yeah, 17-10 for KC. Rashi Rice, big news over there. I
Oh,
mean,
that sucks.
yeah.
And like
How nice of Mahomes to hurt Rice so everybody else can get the ball, so more attention can go
Right?
to Kelsey.
Like,
Very
that's
nice
insane.
guy.
He's a giver that good.
Like like, how could you not be like just furious if you're Rasheed Rice? Like, Man,
I'd be so
you know what's
pissed off.
I'll
crazy
be
is,
pissed.
he's probably not going to be playing for 2 seasons now.
No.
He's going to be sitting
He's gonna be-
this whole year.
Yeah.
And then next year
Oh,
he's going
yeah.
to be fully suspended.
And you know what happens with players who like sit out for a long time is they don't
They
they're
lose
never
it.
the same. They're never the
Yeah.
same. They're never ever the same. Even Le'Veon Bell when he sat out. I mean,
Look at Ridley. Like Ridley
Look at
had
this-
like a couple sparks, but like
Ridley's a
Ridley-
perfect example.
He hasn't
Deshaun
been the
Watson
same.
too, right? When he
Yep.
sat out
Deshaun
that
Watson.
year.
Yeah.
You just
It
never
doesn't work out.
You never see people sit out for a season and then come back and they're dominant.
Unless
You never really
unless your
see
name's
that.
J.K. Dobbins for some reason, but that's
Yeah, for some reason, yeah. But I meant like from non-injury, from
Yeah.
just from outside
Yeah.
injury specific things.
Yeah.
That's-
I don't know.
Yeah, let's.
But,
It's gonna be
other than
interesting.
that- other than
I don't
that
know what the
game-
Chiefs are gonna do now. Like I feel like they gotta find a new receiver. Like what if they're in the Devontae Adams camp, even though they have no cap? But
This is
It's
just
not,
another example of like the Chiefs have yet to get a super dominant, meaningful win. Like this, the only reason they won is because the Chargers just fell apart after the second quarter. Like,
But
Yeah.
the thing about KC and the thing that pisses me off about KC is they're winners. Like they just
Yeah,
know
they
how to
always
win.
win.
They're
Yep.
they're they don't need to win 48 to 10. They don't
they
need
win
to.
ugly.
They're gonna win ugly every time. They're like
Yeah.
a way better Steelers at winning ugly. Because the Steelers win ugly
Yeah.
all like they're good at
Yeah.
winning ugly. Mike
they
Tomlin's an
they
ugly
win
winner.
ugly and stay positive. The Chiefs win ugly and win Super
Yeah.
Bowls.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
The Chiefs
man.
win ugly and know they won ugly. The Steelers win ugly and think like they did a good job.
Yeah.
Man,
So,
I
like, that's
oh yeah, I would actually be so bored being a Steelers fan. Like
yeah. I mean, post 2010,
Post for
post
Rob.
Antonio
There you
Brown.
post 2015.
Era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much to say. Kareem Hunt actually was the RB1 in this game. It'll be interesting to see when Clyde Edwards-Helaire comes back from his
I think
PTSD.
Kareem Hunt. I think it's Kareem Hunt's job.
I think so too, but we'll see. But they love to go running back by committee. Besides Pacheco, when they found
Yeah.
Pacheco, they love to go running back by committee.
Carson
Yeah, they
Steele, after he fumbled, he basically got shipped to the curb.
Oh,
Like,
he got put in the doghouse. That was his.
Yeah, no, he's going to the XFLs for
Yeah.
sure. He's done. He
that's
fumbled, like,
Travis
what, 3
Kelsey's
times?
first actual productive game.
Yeah.
7
And all
receptions,
it, took,
89 yards.
all it took was every receiver to wear a T-shirt of him before the game.
Well, and
I saw that.
Patrick
That
Mahomes
is so
tearing
bad.
his wide receiver one's ACL. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
what a crazy turn! Like, what a crazy sequence of events! Like, you throw an
I just-
interception and then you go and tackle your freaking wide receiver. Like,
Yeah.
Not even tackle. You just put your shoulder right through his kneecap.
Like I'm just like, did you not even see the guy? Like I'm just trying to understand the logic of it. Like where are you going with it?
But at the same time, dude, there's three other guys running to that quarterback or
Exactly.
to that DB. Like, dude,
Yeah.
don't risk yourself as a quarterback. Mahomes, like
honestly.
that. Like, don't risk yourself. Just let them get the tackle. It's not that deep.
Literally. Like just take the interception and like move on from it. Like shit.
Side note: Mahomes has been throwing a few picks this year.
he's
Not
not even
really
a
side
top
note.
15 quarterback this year so far.
So
He hasn't
far,
been
he's
good.
not. No.
He has not been
Somehow
good.
they're 4-0, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, what they do.
Let's move to your team there, Con. Buffalo and Baltimore. What do you
Yeah,
have
let's
to
see.
say?
Let's just got dominated start to front or start to end. All 3
I'm not-
phases of the game: offense, defense, and special teams. Like, there's just no. I
Well-
thought for a moment there was a small little moment when we scored our first touchdown, and then we were driving down. It was an 11-point game, and we were getting first downs, and I thought we were going to do it. And for some reason, Joe Brady decided to call a trick play, and it was just the worst
Yeah.
possible situation. Josh Allen looked like he got hurt, fumble, like it just. And then after that, I turned the TV off and didn't watch the rest of it.
Little side note here. Do the Bills have enough cap to take on a Devontae Adams contract?
No,
They don't.
No, no way. No way.
I didn't think so, but
depends. Like no.
I don't think they want to ruin their chemistry that they have. Like Devontae Adams is gonna be a diva there.
I don't know
think
if
they
he's
need
a
a
diva
receiver.
though.
I don't think they need a receiver. I think they're fine, and I just think they had a bad game, and it was expected to happen at some point. The Bills weren't going 17-0. I mean, we
That Derrick
predicted.
Henry run though, like that you can tell like took everything out of the team when that
Yeah.
happened.
And like I was saying to you guys earlier, the Bills' worst. I think the Bills' worst part about their team is their run defense.
Yeah, and it showed.
And
It
and
definitely showed.
to have a team, especially with the injuries that we have, like Bernard's out. I mean, Milano's out. We know that, but Bernard, his backup's out. Teron Johnson in the slot, that hurts too, being out. But there's still no excuses. They just like the Henry trampled us, took it to the house first, and like that's hard to recover from. At the same time, Baltimore looked great. Like they looked like a winning football
Everyone
team.
looks
This
great
is
except
by
for Mark Andrews.
Oh
Yeah,
my
except for Mark
God.
Andrews.
This
Yeah, he
is
can't
the most
catch a
dominant
cold.
game for Baltimore so far this season, for sure. Like by far.
Oh yeah.
And I still think that the Bills are a good team. I'm not gonna hate on the Bills and throw them way down the rankings.
No.
But at
They
the same
still
time,
deserve to be up there.
I think it's very impressive that Baltimore can do that to a team like Buffalo, who is arguably one of the best teams in the league, or who at least was arguably one of the best teams in the league going into Week 4.
Yeah.
So I think hats off to Baltimore, and that was much needed for Baltimore too for their confidence. So we'll see how they rally moving forward with that. But yeah,
Let's finish off. Let's just get the Tennessee and Miami game out of the way.
do you want to know my comments for this on my paper here?
What's
It
that?
just says ass. The whole game was ass. Like I have nothing else.
Hey, Miami! We
yeah.
got their first touchdown since Week 1. That's a plus.
Yeah,
Good job, guys. Good job. You did it.
that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
And you know what's even crazier is somehow Will Levis is still the quarterback one in Tennessee after throwing one of the worst interceptions I've ever seen. Again,
Yeah. No, but
to a D lineman.
Who
I
caught it
think
with his kneecap?
yeah. So like kind of like defending Will Levis a bit, not really defending him, but like I feel like you can't really replace a guy that's injured, so that's kind of why he's still the starter. Like he
But-
did get injured that game, so like he's still technically the starter, but
But-
like he comes back, he has another crappy game, he's gone. Like I
coach-
think that's it.
The coach already came out though and said like Levis is feeling better today. He's still our quarterback one
Yeah,
moving
it's
forward.
like a shoulder injury or something, right? Like that's what I thought it was.
It's just crazy that they still have this much confidence in Will Levis when Mason Rudolph, like he wasn't anything special, but he also wasn't losing them the game.
He didn't look
No.
that bad.
He didn't look
Also, Will Levis after the pick, I don't know if you saw.
He was basically
He
crying.
said, well, he
on the
also
sideline.
said, "I didn't even see him."
Yeah.
How do you not see a 6'6",
Yeah.
350-pound defender
Yeah.
dropping in front of you?
Who never mind. Anyways,
Yeah.
Tennessee, I don't know how they scored 31 points. Then
Because Miami sucks.
Miami's horrible.
the receiving leader of this game was Jalen Waddle with 36 receiving yards.
Pretty impressive.
Like,
Hey, that's a record for so far with this receiving group.
Tyler
Since-
Huntley had 96
Who
passing
else been
yards.
gone? Yep.
So
Wow.
let's move on to one of the more exciting games of the week.
The game of the week.
and Detroit. What do you guys what do you guys think?
I'm gonna say a quick fantasy story here, just
Yeah.
because even though we're not a fantasy podcast, I was playing a fellow friend this week in one of my fantasy games, and he needed 15 points to beat me, and he had Montgomery starting. So Montgomery starts the game, and drives down the field for like 40 yards, gets a touchdown. All right, and then at the beginning of the third quarter, catches the ball, runs for another 40 yards. So he's at 14 and a half points. This is midway through the third quarter, and I shut the game off because I knew Detroit was going to win at that point. I woke up this morning. I won the game somehow. I won the game by like 0.2 points, and all I gotta say is I'm the biggest Seahawks fan in the world now, just because of that.
Just for those win.
Huge Seahawks fan just because of that win, even though it's not a fantasy podcast.
I was
And-
playing Montgomery and Jameson Williams, and I was in the same situation as you. I was still up 7 points. This was about third quarter after his touchdown, after his that monster run there he had in the third quarter,
Yeah.
and then they didn't really play much of Montgomery for the rest of the game. And I'm like, oh, I'm watching the game. I think I've got it. Well, what happens? Jameson Williams 70-yard
70 yards.
touchdown. I'm like, there it is. Good
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
1 and
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
gotta love
That's fantasy
fantasy.
for you. Yeah.
That's fantasy.
70 yards just randomly.
And,
my
and then
God.
doesn't do anything the rest of the game. That's all he
Yeah.
did. He's like, all
That was
right.
his only play I felt like during that game.
Yeah, he had
2
three.
catches for 71 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 or 3 catches. Like, it is what it is.
But I think Detroit looks dominant. I think
I
they
think so
look
too.
good. Yeah.
They are. Yeah.
But I think Seattle still looked pretty good. Like Geno Smith, he had a fantastic game. 395 passing yards. He was scrambling. He was like moving around the pressure, freaking shaking guys off of him in the pocket. Like this
Kenneth
is
Walker's
a
still
good
back.
game.
Oh my, he's so good.
He's so back.
Yeah,
Like,
he looked good.
Killed it.
Like I at the stat sheet, like his quarterback rating wasn't great, but I liked what I saw from Geno Smith, and it's apparent that their pass blocking on this offensive line isn't great, but he's making do with what he has. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
Also, speaking of passing, DK Metcalf is a freak of nature. That guy.
Oh yeah.
before we forget, we have to acknowledge Jared Goff's perfect game.
Yep. First time
Oh,
in
18 for
NFL
18.
history.
18 for 18. Like that was a crazy stat.
Actually, I think it happened once in like 1940s in the Super Bowl when someone went like 9 for 9 in a Super Bowl in 1940.
Yeah.
But someone
Was that even in the
fact
Super
check
Bowl
me.
era?
I'm not
Like,
sure.
what the hell?
I don't even know.
I know-
but,
They weren't
I
even
know
wearing
Kurt Warner
helmets.
had like a 10 for 10 once.
Kurt
You
Warner.
what?
Kurt Warner had like a 10 for 10 once. I think once upon a
Yeah.
time. I don't know. I know that one, but yeah.
But okay, maybe I'm wrong. But either way, that's pretty impressive. He went 18 for 18. The team went 19 for 19.
Caught
So-
a touchdown.
You know you're having a good game, and you know you're dominating a team when you, as a quarterback, catch a touchdown against someone. Like,
Yeah.
that's just how you know. It's like, okay, we had the nuts to call this play.
Yeah,
And the
this
Lions
is
seem to have a trick play a week now.
Oh yeah, that hook and ladder last week.
Yeah.
150, 155 rating for Jared Goff. That's crazy.
How did
95
he not
QBR.
get? How did he not get 158?
I thought he got 158.
Did he not get 158.3?
Well, he got sacked 3 times. It says
that's probably why.
155.8.
That's probably
Oh,
why.
So
Probably because of the sack.
QBR is
kinda.
95.1 though.
Yeah.
But can't get much more of a perfect game than that. Honestly, Jared Goff's had, like before
good.
this game, he looked pretty average. He had just as many interceptions as he did touchdowns, but this game, he looked fantastic. So
I mean, the lines as a whole, the defense, everybody, they looked like the lines that should be in an NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
yeah,
Which at this rate, they might be if they keep this up.
Well, I mean the NFC is not looking too
No, NFC sucks right now.
too amazing right now. But I mean, the whole NFL is a little out of whack.
Yeah.
It looks a little different.
so that concludes our Week 4 recap. What was the tally here, Jeff?
This was not a good week for us.
Oh, it's our first negative.
So it's our first negative. It's not the worst negative, but it's our first. So we were 7-9.
Darn.
What does that bring us to overall? Do we know? Or do we have to do the
hold on.
math?
I got to do the quick math.
Because I think we're still positive.
We are positive.
I know we got
We are 38 for 28.
Okay, so 38 wins, 20 loss. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I'll take that.
We're still positive on the season.
I know we definitely got the Baltimore game right because I think we got we
did.
guessed Baltimore. Yeah.
Baltimore, we got like the ones we got wrong. We got Dolphins wrong. Browns
get-
wrong.
Did we guess the Seahawks this week?
No, we guessed the Lions.
Okay.
Yeah. We got the Steelers wrong. We got the Packers wrong. We got the Saints wrong. We got the Rams, Eagles, and Jets and Cardinals.
I figured we got the Cardinals one wrong.
Jets, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Jets. Yeah. That one was the backbreaker. I feel like.
And also the Miami one, like
Yeah.
they don't have a quarterback, so that's kind of
Yeah.
expected. We did these predictions before the season started, just an FYI,
Yeah.
guys.
We were preseason, right? So.
Also with our sleepers, I got my sleeper and my lock, so that's 3 points for me.
Yeah.
I got my sleeper
got
and my
my
lock as well. I got 3
and I got
points.
my lock and lost my sleeper. So right now we're all tied for
So
3.
it's all 3. Yep, 3-3.
My
Three.
So
my sleeper was the same as Connor's,
yeah,
Indianapolis to beat the Steelers, and then my lock was Houston to beat the Jaguars, which was pretty narrow victory,
Way closer than
well, yeah,
expected.
but they
Who is
still
yeah.
pulled
your
out.
who is your lock and sleeper? Your lock was the
My lock was the Texans, and my
Texans.
sleeper was the Rams.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's get into the rankings. Get into our top 5. Isaac, you can start this week.
So my rankings. So at number 5, believe it or not, I have the Texans.
Okay.
Really? Hmm.
Yeah,
All
because
right.
this I'm taking last week or week 4 as a grain of salt just because, like we said, divisional game, and they lost to Jacksonville last year, so and Jacksonville was hungry for a win. So I have
Yeah,
number
that's fair.
5 Texans, number 4. Number 4 I actually have the Lions. Number 3 I have the Bucks. The only reason I have the Bucks over the Lions is because the Bucks beat the Lions. Number 2 I have
Fair.
number 2 I have the Chiefs, and number 1 I have the Vikings.
The
Nice.
Vikings.
The Vikings
Damn.
at number 1.
Nice.
They look more dominant than the Chiefs. Not saying they're going to win it all, but regular season they do
Fair.
look more dominant, especially the defense.
All right. I'll go next, I guess. So number 5, I have the Bills. Number 4, I have the Ravens. Number 3, I have the Vikings. Number 2, I have the Lions. Number 1, I still have the Chiefs.
Wow. Ready? If you
Yeah.
flip Minnesota and Detroit, we have the same list.
Oh, really?
So yeah, and I'll give a little bit of an explanation for mine. Buffalo 5. I just don't think there's 5 better teams than Buffalo in the league.
No, that's like
Right.
it's hard to put them outside. Like Texans
It-
Texans are close 6. But like they're not better than the Bills right now to me.
I don't think so either. 4, I put Baltimore because you have to respect what they did to the Bills.
Yeah.
And also the fact that the Bills last week, like I said, could have been arguably one of the best teams in the league. Baltimore looked good. 3, Detroit, just because Detroit's been doing good. And then Minnesota and KC 2-1. They're undefeated. They're doing their thing.
I can't believe you guys both don't have the Bucks in your top 5.
No, I don't believe in them. Sorry.
I don't believe them enough
You
either.
lost to the Broncos. That you got dropped. I'm sorry. After that, like
If the Bills lost to the Broncos, I'd put them at like
yeah, like
10.
the
That'd be
Bucks have to
embarrassing.
beat someone like very like credible right now to me to get
They
back.
beat
in
the
top
Lions,
5.
who are
Like,
in both your top 5.
Yeah, but
okay, but
it's
they beat the
early
Lions.
season.
Even that win wasn't even like a command. Like it wasn't like a impressive win. It was like a okay.
Well,
I feel like the Lions kind of beat
It was
themselves.
impressive. It was impressive though, I think. But
I don't know.
But
I
don't.
feel like the Lions beat themselves because
That wasn't even a home game. That was in Detroit. Like that was
No,
an
I get
impressive
it.
win.
It was impressive, but like I don't know. I feel like the
Well-
Lions kind of beat themselves. Like they kind of did some things down the stretch where it's like kick the field goal, like you know you're gonna stop them on defense and you can get the ball back. Like there's some things from like it was play calling to me, but
Time will tell. If you guys
Bucks like
don't
6
have
for me.
if you guys don't have the Bucks in your top 5 in the next couple weeks, I'll eat my words. You guys could tell me told you so. But
hey, it's
I
fine.
believe in
I
Baker
hope-
Mayfield, man. He looks good.
That's fine. I put the Vikings up there, so the Vikings are in my respect. So.
I believe in Bucky Irving as well. Rashad White, I
Me
think,
too.
slowly loses
Yeah,
his job.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Chris Godwin's had a great season. Mike Evans has been Mike Evans. And the defense has been holding up. Antoine Winfield, one of the best safeties in the league.
Yeah.
So
Maybe the best safety in the league.
he's my best safety in the league, but it's a subjective statement. Xavier McKinney's giving himself a run for his money though. Like he has four interceptions this season so far as a safety. That's impressive, man.
Okay,
Sure.
let's move.
We forgot to do our locks and sleepers.
Yep, we're gonna move into them right now.
All right.
All right,
I'll
I'll let
start
you
it
guys
off.
go first.
Yeah, I'll start it off here. So I'll go lock of the week here, and I have 2 written down, but I'm gonna go with the Commanders as my lock of the week. They're gonna be
All right.
favored against the Browns.
Browns.
I think that Washington is just gonna dismantle the Browns. And my sleeper of the week, I have 2 written down. I have the Jaguars, but I'm gonna go with the Jets against the Vikings, the 4-0 Vikings. Sunday 9:30 a.m. and I think this is in.
I almost went with
I
them.
think it's in London.
It's in London.
I think
in
it's in
London.
London. So
Yeah.
I'm factoring in, traveling.
Yeah.
I'm factoring in all of these things. I just think that Minnesota's a good team, but I also think Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are gonna show up in
This is
London.
a perfect game to fit the script, to fit the narrative, to fit them
Yep.
putting Aaron Rodgers on Instagram saying
Yeah,
he's
Mr.
back.
Worldwide.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
dethrones the 4-0 Vikings.
Is
Yeah.
this his first? Is this his first primetime game?
Who is this a
No,
prime?
he had Thursday night the other week.
This isn't a primetime game. It's at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, but
It's
like
prime
it's like
time.
a primetime
It's prime.
game.
It's
Yeah.
prime time. Yeah.
I consider a primetime game the only
When
game
they're by
at the time.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I consider primetime when people are like when everyone's watching. I don't know how many people are watching at 9:30.
What do you mean? This
You're
is
not gonna
you don't want to
on
wake
a
up and eat
Sunday at
breakfast.
I
9:30
am.
and watch it?
I am,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like,
You're-
is
yeah.
everyone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think of
It's
prime
also
time
the
as
best.
like
It's actually
late.
the best time. This is actually the prime time.
I'm actually
because
so excited
Yeah.
for this Sunday to wake up and have football already on.
all day
Yeah.
long. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
looking
There's
forward
only
to it.
tiny gaps between the games. Like the
Yeah.
game's done at 12, and then you can go eat lunch. And then
It's actually
one game's
hilarious.
at 1.
Yeah.
It's actually hilarious how socially accepted it is for people to just do absolutely nothing and just watch football and eat on one day of the week for football season. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. It's perfect.
And it's my favorite thing
kinda
to do.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the best thing to do.
Jeff,
Yeah.
give me your sleeper. Give me your
All
lock.
right. I'll go next. All right.
But
So
your
my
name is
lock
Jeff.
this week, I am going with 6. My name's You're horrible. My lock of the week is the Packers. So I think the Packers, Jordan Love has a week to kind of prep for this one. He kind of rushed last week. He's facing the Rams. This one, I don't know. I just feel like this is a Packers win, considering they got more of the pieces to beat the Rams this week. And my sleeper this week, which I do not pick this team ever. So if they lose this game, they are banned for me. I'm gonna go the Cowboys versus the Steelers.
Are you going?
Prime time.
You're going the Cowboys to beat the Steelers?
Yeah, the Cowboys are my sleeper.
Are the Cowboys favored right now?
No, they're underdogs in this game.
That is crazy.
But it
Yeah.
kind
I
of
would-
makes
I would
sense
think-
though. It kind of makes
It does
sense.
Yeah.
make sense, but in my head, it's like I'm thinking like I guess the Cowboys kind of suck, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what-
they're not the 13 win
They're not.
team that we projected them
No.
to be. I don't know.
No.
Looking
No, we
back-
didn't. We predicted them. We predicted them
We
10 and
didn't
7.
predict. Yeah, we put them a lot lower. But
Yeah.
I think we.
This one, I'm
Yeah.
going with the Cowboys. Like I get Micah Parsons is in there, so like I think maybe that's kind of what's affecting the line a bit. But like I don't know, I can't see the Cowboys losing prime time. They are on the road, but like this is like a classic like Super Bowl like back in the day game, Cowboys Steelers like kind of thing, right? So
It's just so hard betting on the
I
the
know.
Cowboys.
That's
It's so
what it
hard.
is. That's what it burns me to, because I know they're gonna disappoint. Like
I
but
could see it
we'll
happen though.
I can see it, but it's just I won't be surprised if the Steelers somehow win this one because this is just one of those games.
My sleeper is actually going to be Cincinnati to beat Baltimore.
All right.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Just because this is usually where Joe Burrow turns it around. They have T. Higgins back. They have Jamar Chase still healthy. Chase Browns is emerging. You know,
Bengals are at home too.
the offense is
Mhm.
coming together. It's a divisional game, so anything can happen.
Yep.
And my lock is actually the New England Patriots to win against Miami. Because Miami looks atrocious and they haven't led all year. I don't think this is the game that they're going to lead.
And New England is actually favored in that game,
God.
which is hilarious.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Are they
wouldn't they
really?
be? Why wouldn't
Oh
they
my
be?
god.
Okay, so what's funny is I put this all into a parlay.
Oh, last
$10
week?
No, right now.
Oh,
like I just
you-
threw it. I just threw it into FanDuel
Oh.
for the odds. But it's just not financial advice. But do what you
Yeah.
want.
We should have
$10.
put last week's. We would have all won.
So
Or
I think I'm gonna
lost.
throw a. I think I'm gonna throw $1 in every week just for
Yeah.
shits because $1 on this parlay wins you $76.
No
Really?
way.
Oh my
No way. That's
$10
crazy.
wins you, $10 wins is $768
Oh my god!
Oh
Imagine.
my god!
on this 6-game parlay.
Okay, so
damn.
if
We
you,
were one game away last week. Just saying.
Yeah.
We went 5
Yeah.
for
it's
6.
usually
I'm
how
sorry,
it goes.
guys. The Rams killed it.
We went 5 for 6. So like, if
Yeah.
we hit one of them, I don't know.
It's
we're down
actually pretty
podcast.
crazy. We should start like just throwing in $1 in
I think we should. Yeah.
because maybe we could turn this into a sports betting podcast.
Yeah, you never know.
Who
You never
knows?
know.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Underdog Fantasy to haul us out with a little sponsorship.
They're sponsoring everyone, so they can sponsor us.
Yeah.
Man, it's actually crazy. I open up like Snapchat and I'll like click someone I like
Oh yeah.
like that like has
Everywhere.
nothing to do with sports, and they're talking about like sports betting and they're
My favorite
sponsored.
day is Sunday. I don't have a favorite team, but I do like players.
It's like they're throwing money at everyone. Throw
Yeah.
money at us.
Yeah.
Why not?
we were not asking for much. Just get us some
No.
mics, maybe a camera.
And just
Yeah.
$3
Yeah.
every week for our parlay.
$3.
That's all
Yeah,
we
there we
need.
go.
Yeah.
We're good. We'll sign for 5 years.
Yeah.
We'll get this.
Oh man.
So
yeah, that concludes our sleepers and locks. So you guys
All right.
you guys have time for a game?
yeah, I have a time for a quick one.
Yeah, we can do one quick game for sure.
Okay. We'll just keep it nice and simple. You guys are gonna guess the player that I'm thinking of.
All right.
Jeff, you go first.
Do they play in the AFC?
They do play in the AFC.
AFC South.
No.
Is their color red?
Yes.
AFC West.
No.
Is this team top of their division?
No.
Ramondre Stevenson.
No.
Drake May.
No.
Offense.
Yep.
Antonio Gibson.
Nope. I like the guess.
I thought it was Antonio Gibson
I
too.
thought it was him too. I was like, okay, this one.
Well, it's got to be. Yeah, I think we're on the
Yeah.
right team.
I think
I
so.
I don't even want to ask to waste my pick. So
No.
Demario Douglas.
Nope.
Jacoby Brissett.
Nope.
Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was actually
That was an
pretty- that was-
efficient game.
That was really
Yeah,
efficient.
it was.
There wasn't any staring at the ceiling.
No.
Yeah.
No,
No.
no deep sighs.
Hey, no. You guys didn't ask if it's current or not yet.
I
Yeah,
know.
20 minutes
You know what?
later.
I was
Fuck.
hoping it wasn't because I'm like, I can't do
We
no
learned
past players right now.
we learned that
Yeah.
that's like usually one of the first questions we ask for. You guys didn't this time, but man, Connor had us like rhyming off names forever. We were
Yeah.
guessing people that weren't even
my
like
goodness.
on the team. We're like, I
The
don't
third string. The
I
third
think
string.
what made it worse is that it was someone so
Ian
obvious
Buck.
too on the team. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ray. It was
Ray
Ray
Lewis.
Lewis.
Ray
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
guessing like people.
Deep into the
Calais
roster.
Campbell, who doesn't even play on the team.
Yeah.
We were guessing free agents at that point.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
But,
Yeah. Alrighty, guys.
All right. sweet.
Sweet. Good episode. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this week. I'm excited for the Houston game. Houston and Bills. Should be a movie.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
hope so.
The game's gonna be pretty good. Honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to what game was it? The Ravens Bengals. Like I think that one's gonna be really entertaining.
It should be. But those games
Yeah.
sometimes go either way. You know, sometimes they're really
It's at
exciting.
1
sometimes
o'clock,
they're
so
not.
like that's the problem. I hate the time because I feel like 1 o'clock games sometimes have really bad. Like it's boring sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
I just threw that dollar onto that parlay, so we're $76
I'm about to
richer
throw one
already.
on too. Like
Yeah, $1.
You know
on
what?
the-
I'm doing it
every
too.
week.
After this podcast, I'll go grab my phone and throw it in there.
I think
Yeah.
we should every week. You never
Yeah.
know.
It's just $1.
Hey.
You know.
$1.
Yeah.
It's
And then
until it turns into 100.
And then if so, let's do it every single week, guys. Every single week we throw
Yeah.
in $1. If we have, we'll keep it in there. If we have enough at the end, at the end of the season, we will buy some microphones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Buy all
This
the
is our
same
fun.
microphones.
This is our fun.
it'll be official.
Yeah, fun.
Let's do
All right,
it.
guys, you guys could be
All
a
right.
part of the journey with us. You know,
Yeah,
on the road to some new microphones.
Yeah.
literally.
Or the road back to even.
Yeah. Oh man, we're like 3
man.
years in and we're still using these
Yeah.
shitty mics.
300 days.
We're all $300 down. We could have just
Yeah.
bought some by now.
We could have.
It's gonna happen this week.
Fine.
Oh man.
It's fine.
All right, guys.
Okay.
All right.
See you guys next week.
All right.
Next week. Later.
Happy week 5.